reverse as false negative. And here if you look into it, you can see it as like a it is a confusion matrix, right? So it is a confusion matrix, so which will be helping you to assess the predictiveness, what is done, and what is the positivity and what is the negativity. And if my predicted result is resulting more than 70% accuracy, it means I can my result, what my prediction is better applicable for the business, means I can apply this for a business, right? So mostly the prediction should be 100, will not be resulting in 100% accuracy. So data mining techniques, if you look into this diagram, you can see data mining techniques like the two categories. One is supervised learning, second unsupervised learning. Supervised learning, predictability based on past data. Unsupervised learning, exploratory analysis to discover patterns. In supervised learning, you can see two things. One machine learning, second one is statistics. Machine learning is decision tree and neural networks, and in statistics we use regression. And unsupervised learning, clustering analysis, we will be discussing about a k-means clustering in detail. And in association rule mining, we will be discussing about a priori algorithm in detail. Okay, so let us quickly recall what is called decision making and what is use of decision trees. So decision trees are the most popular data mining technique, since it is easy to understand, easy to use by analysts and also which results in high predictive accuracy. And decision tree selects the most important relevant variables automatically out of all the available variables for decision making. And decision trees are tolerant of data quality issues, and decision trees can be applied even for non-linear relations. And there are many algorithms to implement decision trees, and the few are like C5, it is ID3, which means iterative Dicomester 3 algorithm. CART is a classification and regression tree, and CHAID is the chi-square automatic interaction detector. So these are few decision tree algorithms and regression. And to make it just make a note of it, regression is a statistical data mining technique, and the goal of regression is to derive a smooth, well-defined curve to fit best the data. And regression analysis techniques can be used to model or predict the temperature or predict the energy consumption as a function of daily temperature. And applying a non-linear regression equation will fit the data very well with high accuracy, and this fits for the high accuracy. And this, you can see this like a linear straight line relation, it is called a linear relation. It is also one applicability of this regression. And ANN, like artificial neural network, so it is based on like a human neural structure, which we will be training the machine to think, react on its own, which will be training, and which will be training the system with system like human neurons, how it is working. And the system will be allowed to take decisions, right? Some cases it is, in some applications it is proved that the decisions taken by ANN machines are well good or well enough or well better than human decisions, right? It outputs a decision. Cluster analysis. So clustering is a set of grouping of similar groups in data, and that is used for automatic identification and natural group of things, right? So one of the most well-known technique is k-means clustering, which will be helping you to select the right number of clusters from the data. And this clustering can also be called a segmentation technique, since it divides and conquers large data sets, right? So clustering is also a new part of artificial intelligence family of techniques. And the next thing is the output is centroids of each cluster. So cluster points will be calculated as like if my triangle is having 3 points, like I will be doing addition of all the 3 points, which will be divided by the total number of points, right? That will get you the clustering. And association rules, and it is the most popular data mining method in business, so which involves selling and which involves sales and everything in a market. So it is also known as market basket analysis. It helps in answering questions about cross-selling opportunities, and it is a heart of personalization engines like Amazon.com, Netflix.com. So all these are some examples for this thing. You can see X tends to Y. So X and Y are data sets, data items where an X item is being sold, there is a possibility of even a Y item is also to be get purchased along with that. That is association rule mining. And tools and platforms for data mining. So data mining, a number of tools, and we use a number of techniques for data mining. And the simple tools are MS Access and SPSS modeler. It means a statistical package for social science which will be helping you to do some statistical analysis. And third one is like ERP systems, which has a transaction processing, and which has a data warehouse, which has a group of set of data systems. And third one is like Veka. So Veka is the most common open source tool which is widely used in colleges to practice this data mining. And fourth, user interface, a GUI based drag and drop tools. And fifth, data formats. So these tools are appropriate data formats which works only for specific formats. You can talk about Hadoop, which works for unstructured data, and also which fits best for whatever the data sets that you acquire as input. And here you can see the most comparison of data mining platforms. So as of that, we have discussed what is that IBM SPSS be used for. Is it as used for a commercial or expensive purpose, and which is open source, which is not open source. You can get into this diagram. So the best practices of data mining. So what is the best practice of data mining? And if it is a best practice, it should be including both business and technology skills, since both are important to be a best, to do some kind of best practice things in the market. And here you will be having you will be having a cycle called CRISP DM. It means cross industry standard process for data mining. It has 6 essential steps. As you can see in the diagram, you can see business understanding, data preparation, data understanding, and then data preparation, modeling, evaluation, deployment. And first is business understanding. See, before developing a solution, understanding about the problem, instead of creating a solution, understanding the problem is foremost important, right? Understanding the problem is foremost important, right? That is the first and foremost best practice. And second thing, understanding data. Whatever the mine that I'm going to do, I should make sure that I have all the relevant set of data in my database. If I don't have the relevant set of data that I require to do some kind of mining, then whatever that I do will not be resulting in a proper result. And data preparation. See, preparing the data is like cleaning the data. So once if you're preparing data, you are cleaning the data. In this, mostly 70% of process is only data cleaning the data and make the data to be fit and ready for the use, right? So here data cleaning as the most we will pre-process the data, we will remove the noise from the data, we will remove the error from the data, we will make the data set to be free from errors. And modeling. So modeling is one of the most important thing, as we run algorithms only in this particular step. We will be practicing or will be implementing some decision tree algorithms on it. So model evaluation. So once if I apply an algorithm, if I get a result, it does not mean that my result is best or my result is worst. You should make your algorithm, or you should test your algorithm with all the possible cases. We call like average case, best case, worst case. And similarly, you should make sure that what if my scenario get changes. If my scenario get changes, how far my data mining algorithm works, and how it produces the result, how it predicts the result. That should be there, right? And dissemination and rollout. And if I use this for particular kind of algorithm, what it is that outcome I'm going to get from it, or I'm going to get profit from it, or my prediction will be having my prediction algorithm will be having a better trend or better place in the market. So these are the things we should be knowing. Facts about data mining. So whatever the data mining we talk, it is all about algorithms. So whatever we do, like we do pre-process, we do extract the information, we do prediction, we do comparison, we do regression, all talks about algorithms. And data mining produces better accuracy result, right? So if the output is a strong function of the right problem, if my problem is right hypothesis, right data will be always producing you a good accurate result. And data mining requires a data warehouse. With the presence of data warehouse, this gathering of information, sometimes the creation of data warehouse itself can benefit from exploratory data mining. And some data mining problems may benefit from clean data available directly from the data warehouse, but a data warehouse is not mandatory for a data mining problem. So data mining requires large quantities of data. For small set of data, we need not to use any kind of data mining algorithm or data mining things, right? So data mining requires a technology expert, which is most important in doing this. So selecting the right problem, selecting the right skill, applying the right skill on it, doing the things in a right manner. So data mining mistakes. The first and foremost mistake, as I told you, if you are clear with the problem, almost you are near to the solution. Selecting the wrong problem for the data mining, or selecting for the wrong idea, or working for a goal which is not intended for you to do, or a good goal would be the one which deliver a good ROI for the organization. If you are doing something better, something other than that, and buried under mountains of data without a clear metadata. So it is more important to be engaged with data than to have lots of data. Instead of having a huge data set, it is something like how much data you are using efficiently and working with it, and the data that we are using, it should be strong enough to represent, to communicate with the knowledge. It should not be an insufficient data to use, right? So examine the data with a critical eye and don't believe everything that you are told about the data. And third, disorganized data mining, so which is not clear goals. Without clear goals, what you do, it is almost wasted. And doing the same test using the same mining algorithm repeatedly will not be resulting in any kind of thing, right? So not leaving sufficient time for data acquisition, garbage in, garbage out, doing something because of time goes, it is waste of time. So insufficient business knowledge, without a deep understanding of the business domain, whatever they do, the result will be gibberish and meaningless. It will be, don't make the things to be prone to be of error. It should be, don't make erroneous assumptions, and don't rule out anything when observing data analyst result, and don't ignore suspicious either good or bad findings and quickly move on, and don't quickly move away from it. And incompatibility of data mining tools and data sets, and don't work with incompatibilities, to work with the compatible tools and things and algorithms, since we have a number of open source things at the market. And looking only at aggregated results, not looking on the individual predictions or records, that is also will be resulting in a long value. So like diving into the data right angle can yield insights at many levels of data. And next one, like not measuring your results differently from the way your sponsor measures them. So this is also one of the most common mistake that which is being addressed, right? So believing that whatever that you are doing without having any proper result. So these are data mining techniques and things with data mining. And next is data visualization. Quickly let us get into what is called data visualization and what are the things related to data visualization. See, data visualization is the art and science of making data easy to understand and consume for user. Visualization shows the right amount of data in the order that we have done, right? So visualization is the way to represent what you have done in the data set. Are you going to have you done any comparison or whatever that you have done, like regression, statistical analysis, that information can be got shown. The analysis which is made can be get represented, right? So like show and even reveal the data. The data should tell a story, especially hidden story, especially a story hidden in large masses of data, and induce the viewer to think of the substance of the data, the format of the graph, what you have used, and what it is hiding and what is providing. That should be made clear, right? So avoid distorting what the data have to say. Statistics can be used to lie. In the name of simplifying, some crucial context could be removed, which should not lead to some miscommunication. And make large data sets coherent and give a shape to it, and just represent with a comprehensive story. Encourage the eyes to compare different pieces of data and encourage them to think on it. Reveal the data at several levels of detail and serve a reasonably clear purpose. Information and decision making. Closely integrate the statistical and verbal descriptions of the data set, and just relate what is that we are going to do and what is we are going to do with that, right? So, and next we will be talking about the types of charts. So each and every chart has its own purpose, right? So like a simple straight line, you can talk about a line graph, right? A straight line graph with the two data points. We have few things like a line graph, scatter plot, a bar graph, and a stacked bar graph, histogram, pie charts, box charts, bubble graph, dials, and geographical data representation maps. Okay, so let us talk about types of charts in the next class. Thank you.